Hey Karen!
Good morning, Paul, and hi to everyone who's watching.
Yeah, how are you?
Good, thank you. It's a pretty fine day here in Somerset. Actually, it's really nice. It's really nice. It makes me feel happy when the sun is shining.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference to how you're
Yeah,
feeling, your mood, more productive. I say you've got a nice office set up there.
thank you. Yeah, I've got a couple of awards behind me, and the picture you can see there, Glastonbury tour. I actually painted that, so I feel quite proud when I see that on these Zoom calls.
Wonderful. There we go then. Okay,
There we go.
really
And
good.
I've also got my special mug for this call.
Oh yeah,
So
keep calm. Yeah, we need that right now.
yeah, we all need to be doing that as best we can.
Absolutely. Well, I've been lucky enough to know you for a few years now, and seen you at different networking events and see how your business has evolved over the years. For those that don't know you, if you'd like to introduce yourself and your business, and yeah, and what you do.
Sure, thank you. I'm Karen Morledge. My business is Moreledge Co. It's not just me and my business. I've got a brilliant small team of freelancers and my amazing assistant Sarah, who helps me with all things marketing and admin and keeping me organised. But I set up the business just over 12 months ago now, after running a successful PR agency in the Southwest, which some people may have heard of, Plum Communications and PR. I sold that at the end of 2017, then had a bit of time off. I did a handover with the new owners for about 10 months and then had some time off from that. My dad was quite poorly with lung cancer, stage 3 cancer, and he's not local to me. I'm in Somerset and he's in Cambridge, which is where I was born and grew up. So I took the opportunity to have a few months off and spend a bit of time with him. And that was really nice, actually, because above everything, and the reason why I run my business is it's all about family first, and everything I do is focused on having a good quality time with my children whilst they're growing up. Homeschooling them at the moment is quite a challenge whilst I'm working, but it's all good. We're all safe and well at home. So essentially, after I took that time off, I got itchy feet and started twitching and wanted to sort of get back to doing what I love, really, and that's helping others with their sort of PR and strategic marketing. Whilst I was off, I decided to go back to university, so I made a bit of an investment in myself, went back to the University of West of England, which is where I graduated 11 years ago now. So originally I had an MSc in management and did a whole dissertation, 30,000 words on the importance of corporate identity and branding, which I'm sure will be a riveting read for you, so I can send that to you and anyone else who's interested.
Yeah.
And then I went back last year, as I say, and I became a professional certified digital marketer. So I got that qualification. I just felt that the whole kind of PR and media landscape is changing quite a lot at the moment, and the lines are very blurred between what is PR, what is advertising, what is marketing. And in order to represent my clients best, I felt that I needed to have a good understanding of different aspects of digital marketing, so whether that's SEO or social media, some of those things. So that served me really well, actually. And when I set up Moreledge Co just over a year ago, my ambition really was to try and work with ambitious businesses. Most of my Hampshire as well, I've got another client. So that's kind of keeping me busy at the moment. I'm not eligible for any support from government at all, although I have to say their support package is just incredible to support the majority of businesses who are really struggling. But because I fall outside the scheme and have only been trading for just over a year, it's really focused me and made me more determined than ever to keep going, to help others and do what I can, really. So it's been quite a challenge, but when you've got a job that you enjoy doing, it doesn't feel so difficult. I genuinely do, love what I do, and I'm blessed to work with some brilliant people and have lots of people in my network. So I guess I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone in my network, whether that's anyone who follows me on Instagram, who helps me out on LinkedIn, Facebook stuff, and your quizzes are just brilliant. I've really enjoyed doing those, and they're great. I'd recommend those to anyone.
Excellent. I think it has been great to see everybody just wanting to help each other out, and that's been a really really good positive thing that's come out of the communities and business communities, how everybody's worked together and collaborate as well. I think there's been really good opportunities to do that, hasn't there?
Yeah, definitely. And there's been so much, and I've been absolutely astonished and amazed by some of the things that I've seen going on. There's some great community initiatives going on in Taunton. Natalie Dyson just springs to mind. She's done fantastic things. Beth and Turner at the Chamber. It's just been brilliant to see, and how you've kind of, I was going to try not to use this word, but I'm going to have to now because I can't think of anything else, but how you've pivoted some of your work that you do. So yeah, that's just amazing, and I'm also really lucky to be involved in a new business collaboration as well. Sarah, Hannah and I had an idea about probably about 4 weeks ago now, and within 4 or 5 days we'd managed to set up a new website, launched on social media, and it's called the Double Helix Project.
Oh yeah.
And it's a collaboration between 10 or 12 different businesses, mainly in Somerset. And we reached out to those businesses, Sarah and I, and said, look, I think there's a lot of businesses who are struggling. Could you afford to sort of fix your fees, do a reduced rate, so all of us charge the same, every partner that's in the project charges the same, and then we can offer all of our areas of expertise and specialisms to businesses who are looking for support to sort of change tact or refocus what they're doing, to try and help, the aim of which is to try and help them to not just survive what's going on with the coronavirus at the moment, but to thrive. And it's a not-for-profit initiative, so anyone who we deliver a project for, we're working with the Children's Hospice Southwest, who's just a brilliant charity. All of their 3 hospices are open and they're doing fantastic stuff in our communities in the region, and we're donating the surplus profits to them. So, and we've had a great start actually, so that's amazing.
No, that's really, really good to hear. And I had heard about the project and how that's grown, and people have been involved, and yeah, it's seen people do these things and team up, which is, and bizarrely, when we've not connecting with people on in Zoom and things like that, I've spoken to people on this channel that I've not met in person, and because we're kind of all in a similar boat, there is that need to want to help each other, and I think it's lots of positives to have come out of quite an awful time.
Definitely. I don't know how others feel, but I just feel that people are so much more open these days. Considering I work in PR and can be quite sort of out there and positive and always looking for ideas and things, I'm generally quite a private person and don't tend to share very much on professional networks, but we've all been sort of a bit more open. I've noticed, we're giving more away than, not necessarily in terms of our time and things, but we're giving more away about our personalities and our lifestyles and our emotions and things, and that's great. I think it's brilliant to keep it real, because we're all in this together, and it's a totally weird situation, but there's so many positives to come from this. And I think I genuinely hope that when things start to be relaxed and the new normal, starts to come back in, I genuinely hope and believe that we'll all be kinder people and we'll come out of this with more resilient businesses. It's a word I've been using a lot actually, resilience, trying to focus on my own personal resilience, building up my children's resilience, helping other businesses to build up their resilience. So yeah, I think that's all I can hope for right now.
No, brilliant. And you mentioned, I found that people have been much more honest and open because we're in that level of in the same boat, and having conversations with strangers more in 2 meters apart, of course, in the supermarket, or say connecting with people on here, and it's a great level in terms of which we found with from the people that are usually at the top, that it doesn't matter so much. We're all people. It all affects us the same way. And I found that. I mean, I've as you know, I probably share too much, particularly my recent personal Facebook stuff. dug out some old pictures from the garage, and but then that's part of. And I've noticed a few people have been going back and looking at where it is time for your business to see where it's gone and what you've achieved. And also it kind of, like you said, it spurs you on to be more resilient, to move forwards. And you're very big, obviously, in seeing those PR opportunities to do things. And I think a lot of people are kind of psyched up, ready to go with some plans. Or if they're really struggling, there is that support network of people wanting to help, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess there's two things that have sparked my thought process when you were just talking there. The first is you sharing all of your, photos and things from years gone by on Facebook, on your personal Facebook, and I've seen lots of people sort of change their stance on Facebook with the kind of usual stuff that they're doing. Some people have gone quiet, and I think, right, who's missing? Who am I not hearing from? And then trying to reach out to them just to sort of check in. Some people are obviously struggling, and there's lots of support, and also, we're all sort of commenting and things. And this applies to, probably LinkedIn as well, when we all need help, or who's not there. But also for me, on my own Facebook page, my own personal page, which is, not public, I find it quite cathartic, actually, just sharing my thoughts that are in my head. And I was quite surprised that people actually read to the bottom of them, because sometimes I can spend half an hour just, on my phone or on my keyboard, just typing what I think. And people get to the end and they comment and they like it, or they've got, a teary emoji, and that's all fine. But I do find it really cathartic, and it just helps me to sort of brain dump and to offload whatever it is I'm feeling. And I sort of try and keep things real, keep things positive, offer a bit of hope for people. And I put something on there yesterday because sadly, very sadly, my husband lost his uncle yesterday. He was 85, so he was a really good age. But when the statistics are read out today at the news conference, he will be one of the however many hundreds that have lost their life to COVID-19. So I just felt the need to do one of my posts on that yesterday, and it was I don't know, it's it's a really weird time, and to sort of be able to express how you're feeling, it does personally help me, and hopefully it helps others in some sort of strange way. But what I was going to say was, as I finished the post, I made sure my husband was okay with what I'd written. And he said, where have you got all this from? Where have you copied and pasted this from? And I said, well, I haven't. It's just stuff from in my head. Yeah. And a couple of other friends of mine, we're doing a bit of a chat on Messenger, but instead of sitting there sort of typing things out on our phones, we're recording voice clips. So we might have a few voice clips, and you can only record for 60 seconds. So sometimes I log on and there's a trail of them. But it's, and I've done that with my colleague Sarah this morning, rather than me sort of typing things out. It's just like wandering around, oh, right, just wanted to let you know this. So that's a really nice piece of functionality that's there for all of us to use, whether personally or professionally, that just makes us hear each other's voices. And it's something really nice about doing that. Yeah. And I've completely forgotten the other point that I was going to come back to. So maybe it'll reappear in my overthinking mind. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Very honest for you to share and say sorry for the loss in the family. But it is a time for people to, like I say, be more open and honest. And in terms of businesses and sort of PR, and some people have opened up a little more of their world, of which from an outside, from a kind of overall business perspective or brand perspective, it is that honesty sometimes with, particularly like farm shops or something where they have adapted. People are willing to support them and be part of that story with you as you go. We all go through it, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing that we all need to remember is that people buy from people at the end of the day. Branding and everything, is all a very, very big part of all of that, and how we market and promote ourselves. there is business being done at the moment. Some people are extremely busy, whether they might be accountants trying to help people with the furlough scheme, or whatever it might be, the government initiatives, or funeral directors is another obvious one that are probably quite busy at the moment, sadly. But there is business being done, and I think if we can communicate things amongst our professional network in a sensitive way, in a timely way, maintaining that brand awareness and just talking about who we are, the people behind the business as well. You know, there's a whole trail of people that benefit from one business transaction, and that's, you know, a really good thing to do and to focus on. Yeah. Communicate effectively. Mm.
And I mean, I always, with our clients, always wanted to put through, which your website does very well, introducing yourself and your story, and people, like you say, people buying from people they get to know, and building on that in terms of, you know, this is me, this is what I believe. And I think a lot of people get too hung up on trying to appeal to everybody. People will find you and they'll get to know you. And I mean, we were looking to get a photo shoot done for our website just before this all happened, because it was perfect timing, because Hester came with the spring, and then it's just like,
beautiful. Yeah.
But that's something that we need to do, and always encourage businesses to, you know, have pictures of yourself. And hopefully with the video, lots of people don't enjoy themselves on video, but just having these chats with people that you can put out there does help as a substitute at the moment, but also hopefully it encourages people to. I saw one of the local garden centres obviously are shut down at the moment, and a great opportunity was just to talk to the, I guess, predominantly older society that walk around garden centres all day without kind of being generalists there, but they were talking about how the plants are doing, and they were sort of you know, just showing what was going on behind the scenes. And I think there are lots of things that we, you know, window on your world opportunities, aren't there, to do that at the
Definitely. Moment. I think during this whole process so far over the last few weeks, we've all had to adapt really quickly and to start doing more of these video calls, and people are really, you know, embracing it because we have to. And I think it's going to be better for the environment, and probably better for many of us once lockdown restrictions are lifted, because, well, obviously, absolutely, you can't be, you know, face to face, and I'm missing sort of being able to hug people and properly see the whites of their eyes. But, you know, I do work from home the majority of the time, but I do also spend a lot of time on the road in my car, you know, driving to client meetings and seeing them, and going to events with, you know, photographers where there's launch events or press events or whatever. But I think we've all been forced to do a little bit more of making use of technology. And I think there's no reason why that can't continue. And it's offering something different to people that perhaps is more affordable as well. For example, yesterday, I, in conjunction with the Somerset Chamber of Commerce, hosted a virtual PR workshop for half a day. And I really enjoyed that. There were 10 people on the call. And I did a smaller version of that presentation to Your Word Gets Around networking group a while ago last year, which was fab. But I just adapted what I would usually do for a half-day workshop and did it remotely. And it was, you know, brilliant. And I've made new contacts in my network. I've helped some people and had a bunch of fun in the meantime. And I've got a couple more of those coming up. So I'm really looking forward to those too. Excellent.
Well, I'll look out for them. If you've got any details for them, then send me the links, and I can happily put them next to the video. It's been lovely chatting to you as always, and yeah, seeing a nice smile on your face, and the sun's out, you know, so yeah. It's really good.
I'm very happy with my coffee as well, which has now gone cold, but I don't care. I love my coffee, and I'll drink it however it comes.
And so just to end, Karen, I'll ask everybody, if you went in PR, what would you choose to do differently? Or if you love what you do, which you clearly do, what did you want to be when you were very small, or when you left school?
That's an easy one. I've always had this. When I left school, I didn't do very well in my GCSEs actually, so there weren't a lot of options open to me. I did very well in English. I got a B in English literature, and I got an E, I'll say that a little bit quietly, in mathematics. That's why I have a good accountant, and I'm a words girl, not a numbers girl. I went to catering college for a couple of years because we had a family business that was, was in that sector, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll do that. So I learned some brilliant cookery skills, which I'm putting to good use at the moment. But I didn't want to be working the shifts and things associated with that. So I wanted to actually be a nurse, and I've always wanted to do that. And then more recently, I started to think about being a paramedic, and I thought, oh God, it's the shifts again, and my kids are too young. So I won't do that because I love what I do. But after my dad was poorly with lung cancer, I thought I really want to do something sort of medical related. If I can. I don't have any medical clients, but I just had a real kind of high regard for everything that goes on and the great work that the NHS do, which, fortunately everyone now recognises. So I decided last year that I would volunteer for St John Ambulance. So I spent a few days at their branch in Wales, training and learning all sorts of things. And whilst our unit near me in Weston-super-Mare is closed, there are St John's colleagues everywhere, like me, operational first aiders, and other all sorts of volunteer and paid roles, and they're doing an incredible job supporting our NHS and all of the work that they're doing at the moment. So in a very tiny way, I've kind of got the best of both worlds. So yeah, I'm really lucky.
Oh, it's really lovely to hear, and well done with everything you've done, and it's lovely to catch up with you. And thank you for your honesty with how you've been through it all, and it's how your business is really taken off and growing. So I wish you continued success, and hopefully see you very soon. And I hope so.
I'll be back at networking before you know it, and in the meantime, I'll be joining in your online quizzes.
Excellent. All right. Well, all the best, and speak to you soon, Karen.
Thanks so much, Paul. Take care. Bye.
Bye.